Om. 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 Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamatsyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om, everybody. So we are on chapter 4, which just a very quick synopsis, where Bhagwan, of course, in the beginning explained the secret of his birth, the purpose of his birth, of his avatar. And we call it as an avatar because it is not a forced birth. It is a birth out of will. It is taking on a form for a particular purpose at his own will. So he chooses everything. He chooses the womb, he chooses the place, he chooses the time of birth, and everything else is, and all his actions are under his control. So no matter how many actions he does or what type of actions he does, they don't bind him. And that is the secret that Bhagwan is explaining to Arjuna and through Arjuna to us. In chapter 3, he explained how those karmas can be converted to karma yoga by surrendering them at the feet of the Lord, at the Guru. We saw the details. And now what he's explaining is to renounce the karmas through knowledge. Through knowledge. This is through knowledge. And so after explaining that, he told us about 12 yajnas, which various people do. None of the yajnas are superior or inferior. It's not like that. It's what we are qualified for. Whatever we are qualified for, we do. All yajnas ultimately will lead to him. Yajna is tapas, it is sacrifice. So in every single yajna that we have studied in detail, we have seen that something lower is being offered into the higher. That is what it is. So your lower instincts, whatever lower, as long as you go on offering the lower into the higher, you're getting purified. And by which way, whatever that you are qualified to do, you're qualified to do pranayama, then do pranayama. If you're qualified to do all the ones that if the control of the senses, control of the mind, whatever that you are do, whatever you're capable, you do. It is not nothing, none of the yajnas are inferior or superior. However, at the very end, he does conclude, he does say that Jnana Yajna is the highest. And the reason for that is Jnana Yajna alone is not an action. That is why he's saying that. Because Jnana Yajna is the offering of the individual jiva, the small I into the big I. The jiva Brahma Aikya is to be understood. It is nothing to do to make it one. They're already one. We can all these other yajnas, however, they are in the form of action, which is in the realm of duality, which is in the realm of ignorance. And so when we are offering the lower into the higher all the time, doing that action, it will lead us to Jnana Yajna. It will lead us to a purified state of mind, such a purified state of mind that the Jiva Brahma Aikya will be very clear. That is why Bhagwan said in verse 33, that's what we've been seeing, that Jnana Yajna is the highest. Okay. And then, no, not 33, actually, before that. Where did he say that? Krishna Sanatanam. Yeah, 33, correct. Shreyan Dravya Yajna, Jnana Yajna Paran. Jnana Yajna is the superior most. Okay, if it is the superior most, then how do I get it? So in 34, he gives us the method, 3 methods: Pranipata, Pariprashna, and Sevaya. Pranipata at the physical level, but I told you it is not just making the body horizontal, it's actually surrendering the ego. Pariprashna is questioning, inquiry, not questioning to, to find out how much the teacher knows, but a genuine doubt to be clarified. So prashna about pari is all round, which is pure consciousness. So ask questions about whatever is being taught because you have a genuine doubt, and the teacher will answer. Sevaya, seva. So at the mental level, service is faith. It is in the form of faith. So we must have faith, and this is how we get it. Then when the teacher imparts the knowledge, what will happen? What will I get? Yajñatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava. Punarmoha, you are deluded right now. That delusion will go away, and puna, it will not come again. It will never come again. Once you get the knowledge of the oneness between Jiva and Brahma, this moha will not arise at all. There are 2 types of mohas. There are 2 types of delusions. One is this most important one, where we are deluded about the difference between sat and asat. So we think we are the jiva, we think we are the body, mind, intellect. That's a delusion. But at the transactional level, there is a delusion where we forget. That's the most, we forget things. Sometimes there is procrastination. Sometimes there is inadvertence. So that is also, both are mohas, both are delusions only. Or we may misunderstand something, or we are writing something, we might make a spelling mistake. That sort of thing is there. For a realized master, what is being said, the moha that I am BMI will not come back. But a realized master can forget things, or he can make a mistake, spelling mistake. That moha can come, that moha can happen. But this higher moha, which is the most important one, that I am not the BMI, I am the BMI, that this delusion will never come back. And then what will happen when that delusion doesn't come? He will see everybody in him, because he will understand that he only is the substratum of the entire world, not only himself, but of the entire world. So there will be no difference at all. There will not be any kind of duality for him. And then this, Bhagavan says, even the most sinful of all sinners will cross over by the boat of knowledge, because the greatest sin is to think I am BMI. That is the greatest sin. So the knowledge is going to remove that. So that is so no matter what other sins you do, all those are going to, because whatever sins that we do at the transactional level, they are with the thought that I am doing. Now that doership is only gone, the ego is gone. And I gave you the example of Valmiki ji. So he was the greatest sinner, but then he became Valmiki, he became the sage. In chapter 9, Bhagwan will again say, or even if it's a prostitute or whoever, they will get knowledge. If you get, you will cross over. And then Bhagwan said, there is nothing more the greatest purifier, pavitrata. Pavitra is knowledge. Knowledge will give that pavitrata, which is in the form of fearlessness. You will become fearless, because the fear is all, I told you, it's coming from parichinnata, because I think I'm the body, so I'm different from the world. Then pratyakshata is there. I'm giving so much reality to the world. Of course, there will be fear from that world. And then the Ishvara is somebody, Paroksha is very far away from me, somewhere up there in the heavens or in the temples. All these 3 limitations are removed by knowledge. That is why this boat of knowledge will carry us. Then who will get this knowledge? We were on verse 39 and we've read it. So he gives again 3 qualifications: Shraddhavan, Tatpara, and Sanyatendriyaha. A person who has these 3 will get this knowledge. Shraddhavan, I told you, faith in God, Guru, scriptures, your own ability to do it, whatever means are being told. And faith in the guru becomes very important in this, because guru is the one that is instructing us directly. Scriptures are there. So we have faith, and then who is telling us about it is the guru, the Sadguru. And this guru then becomes a counter. See, the guru is a Sadguru. He doesn't have any doership. So he is not imparting knowledge so that he can, get some greatness or this or that, nothing like that. He becomes the counter between God and us. The guru is the counter, and therefore faith in that counter is extremely important. So then when you have faith, then whatever he says, you will work. He is not telling you to have blind faith. Remember that the guru, spiritual guru, never tells you this blind faith, just do this because I've told you. He will say, no, you try it in the laboratory of your own mind, of your own body, of your own intellect. You try it out. Then you come to me and ask me, oh, I tried, but this thing never happened like this, like you said. And then if you really try, and if you put, it will be correct. That will be correct, whatever is said. So Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Faith is very important in jnana. We've also seen faith in Tattva Bodh. Right there is Shraddha, faith. It's given. Tatpara, alertness of mind and readiness to do anything. Like if the guru is asking us to do something, then we must have that faith that there is a reason for this, and that you must be ready to do it. See, yesterday's class, I was telling them, what Gurudev has said, the tradition that Gurudev has said is you study a text and then you discuss, you have a group discussion, mananam, right? Some people are not very, they don't want to do it. I said, it's not, I am telling you, please, it is not. Now you must have faith in Gurudev. Gurudev has, and okay, why has Gurudev, because Upanishad has said it. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana, Upanishad has said, now the Guru also is telling us, and now we are unwilling to do it. Tatparata is not there. It is necessary. If Guru has said it, you must have faith. If he has said that discussion is to be done, then discussion is to be done. There is no discussion about that discussion. But no, there shouldn't be any doubts. That's very important, Tatpara. And then, okay, you are Shraddha, you have Shraddha, and you are willing to do anything. But if you don't have control of the senses, we saw in chapter 3, they will take you away. They will take you away like the boat without a sail. Bhagavan says, senses have to be under control. And that would be the first instruction. Shama, Dhamma is the first one in that Shat Sampati. Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Shraddha, so Shama, Dhamma has to be there. That is Sanyatendriya, all the Indriyas. So both organs of action, organs of perception, Indriya it is said. So when it says Indriya only, that means all 10 included, they have to be under control. What does it mean? Karmendriyas under control means, see, Karmendriyas are pravruti, they're engaged, right? What is happening is the perception is coming into the mind, and then the mind is telling the organs of action to act. Like, very simple example, there is a flower I see, the mind is saying, okay, that's a beautiful flower, go pluck it. So the hands will go, the legs will walk there, hand will pluck. So this is engagement. When the mind is telling the actions to do, organs of action to do something, that is engagement. But then the mind has to have the discrimination when not to engage. That is control of the senses. It is not a suppression of the senses, because there are times when we have to act. We have to act sometimes. It is necessary, So that balance between pravritti and nivritti, that is what is required. And when we say control, means even if suppose it is my duty, oh, but my organs have to be controlled, so I'm not going to do what my duty is, then that is not correct. Indulgence, that's where the control has to come. So when to indulge, when to engage, when not to engage. This part I have to know. Jnanam labdva param shantim achirenadi gacchati. Peace, he will get peace. Peace, number one thing for peace is fearlessness. If you have fear in your mind, will your mind ever be at peace? Constant fear is there, right? This might happen, that might happen. Constant doubt is there. There will never be peace. So when Bhagwan says he will get peace, that means he already fearlessness is there. So that fearlessness will give peace. And if he understands the oneness between Jiva and Brahma, then definitely it is all peace and nothing else. So before long, he will get it. But these three. Now, in verse 34, right? 34, we saw Tad Vidhi Pranipatena. There also we saw three things, because we said what should I do? Then I should do Pranipata, Pradiprashna, and Sevaya. And who is qualified? Again, Bhagavan is saying here, Shraddha, Tatparata, and Sanyatendra, control of the senses. In 34, the difference between these two, see, in 34, Pranipata is there. We are saying that it is a surrender of the ego. But Pranipata, a person can just physically salute, bow down, but mentally he may not. It can be hypocritical. But physically the person is doing, right? That's why we are saying, don't think that this is only physical. What happens is when the ego is surrendered, automatic pranipata will come. Automatically you will do namaskar, you will bow down when that respect is there. But if you're doing pranipata, but in your mind, it may or may not be there. Pariprashna also. Prashna also, I told you. Question can be asked. Let me see how much he knows. Let me show other people how much I know. Let me, so that can happen because we don't know what is in the mind of the person. The person is asking a question, but we don't know. Means it can be hypocritical. Seva also can be hypocritical. He can do seva. But when it comes to 39, this cannot be hypocritical. These are internal things that are given. Those are external things given there. And so externally, whatever we do can be hypocritical because, externally I can do something, but in my mind, there is something else only. That can happen. But here, Shraddha is at the level of the mind. So Bhagavan is saying Shraddha means you know whether you have Shraddha or not. There's nothing outside. Tatparata is at the level of the intellect. Again, it is inside. And control of the senses also is in the mind because the senses are being controlled by the mind. So whether your mind, eyes can look anywhere, ears can, hear anything. Is your mind running out there or is with you? Is only you know. You cannot, tell. See, there is this story. I've told you before this, I think. Guru Nanak Dev Ji was there and a lady came to see him and she had a very beautiful daughter, teenage daughter, 15, 16 years old. She was very beautiful, this girl. And she saw that Guru Nanak Ji Dev was staring at that girl. He was looking at her. So the mother felt very uncomfortable. And she asked, she said, why are you staring like that? See, if we at our level, we have bad thoughts only, right? Somebody is looking at my beautiful daughter, I will have bad thought only because that's how my mind is. So the mother, she asked, then he said, I am wondering if, God's creation is so beautiful, how beautiful God must be. So see where the mind is. The mind is there, but other person might misinterpret. That why is he staring at this? She's beautiful. That's why he's staring. No, he said, no, I'm thinking, imagine one whose creation is so beautiful, how beautiful he must be. So that's why here in this thing, you cannot be a hypocrite. It is your own judgment. Like, how can I be a hypocrite to my own self? You know what, in my mind, I know now whether I'm doing this for whatever reason. Whereas if I do namaskar, and it can be for anything. So that is the difference, okay? Then what happens? Means the one who does not have Shraddha, because he says, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam, he said. But some people may not have, so here he goes. And telling Arjun, thou shalt not doubt this, for doubt is most sinful. This is why now Arjun is being told, Adnyascha shraddhadhanascha sanshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham sanshayatmanaha. The ignorant, the faithless, the doubting self goes to destruction. There is neither There is neither this world nor the other, nor happiness for the doubting. So the adnya, nya coming jnana, adnya, when you add a, it becomes ignorant. So now this person, he has no knowledge. Okay, no knowledge and no faith. What will happen to him? This is what we see. We have said, some of us, we have studied chapter 17 now. That's where Arjuna asks, because Bhagavan said, you know, and you have faith, the best. Okay, you know and you don't have faith, then that person is going to perish. But then Arjun says, but the person has faith and doesn't know. This one here, no faith, no knowledge. Now what is going to happen to him? There, Bhagavan said he has knowledge, but he has no faith. Even that person will perish. Has knowledge, no faith. Now this guy has no knowledge, no faith. Now what will happen to him? The Shraddha Dhana word comes from the verbal root dha. And dha has three meanings. One meaning of dha is dharana, to hold. One meaning of dharana is poshana, to produce. And one meaning is to give, dana. So one meaning is to give. Now here, this dhana means to hold. So Shraddha Dhana means one who is holding on to something. So he has faith in that. Why do I hold on to something? Why do I hold on to my money? Because I have faith in that money that it will help me someday. Why do I hold on to my health? Because, you know, I have faith that good health will be beneficial to me. So I will hold on to something in which I have faith. So Shraddha Dhana means one who has faith. So but is added to it. Shraddha, this cha is cha, that cha and is there. So that Shraddha Dhana means one who has no faith. And then if he has no faith, he is going to constantly doubt. Such a doubtful person will definitely perish. And Bhagavan is saying, even in this world, if I don't have faith in, you know, whatever that I do, without faith, we cannot function. I told you, Shraddhamaya Purusha, Bhagavan will say later, we have faith in something or the other. We have to have, we cannot say that there is no faith, but if we have no faith in something, how I'm going to work, how do I know they'll pay me? How do I know that company will have money to pay? You can't have doubts like that all the time. And if you do, you're not going to progress in this world, let alone any kind of progress for the other world, because there you need much more faith, because that is something, Vedas is something which is telling us, which is beyond the senses. So there is no, the proof that we get in this transactional world with the senses, we have no such proof there. Seeing, we don't have, that's why it says, you cannot see God, you cannot taste him, this. So we have no proof. So faith becomes extremely important when we start our spiritual journey. We have to have faith, and then that faith, as we go about in our journey, becomes knowledge. And once it becomes knowledge, then faith is not required. So when the person realizes, then he doesn't have this. So a doubtful person will perish, and that is why Bhagavan is saying, do not have such doubts. These doubts and this knowledge, the doubt has to be cut asunder. That's what he'll say in the next verse now. How do I get rid of this doubt? Is through knowledge. Okay, let's read the next verse. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sauchinna saushayam atmavantam na karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya. He who has renounced actions by yoga, whose doubts are rent asunder by knowledge, who is self-possessed, actions do not bind him, O Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, name for Arjun, because he was, did I miss a verse?
No, Jayaji, I just had a quick doubt. You have talked about it before, but I have forgotten that. Here, I know the previous was destruction doesn't mean physical destruction. So no. I know you've explained it before. I know that, but I forget what it is that's destroyed.
No. Okay, yes. Okay, good point. Vinashati, destruction is never a physical destruction, but destruction means he has got this human birth, but without even trying for the highest goal, he's gone. So destruction in the form of, again, birth and birth and birth and birth again. that itself becomes a destruction, because you're constantly being born into this world of sorrow, this world sarvam kshanikam kshanikam sarvam dukkham dukkham. So this person he thinks that he is happy, but he doesn't get permanent happiness. Physical, no, even financial destruction will not be there. That sort of destruction in the transactional world will not be there. But but when you have doubts, it is difficult to progress. There are some people who are very intellectual. This is what I'm finding also. I'm not talking about this class, it's this thing. So because I find that very different from me. So there was one verse that Swami Ishwananji had come a long time back, and he had said that in the Yadni, he said that verse. So he was staying with me. Immediately in the car, I just asked him, Swamiji, what is that verse, and where can I find it? And he told me, he said, this is in the book. So I showed him the book, Mantra Pushpam, and he showed me, and it's a high, from the highest, it's in one verse, Bhagwan is given Jiva Brahma Aikya. That's it. Bhagwan Shankaracharya. It's written by Bhagwan Shankaracharya. That was it for me enough. So I made it a part of my prayers, because it is reminding, it is like, we have Nirvan Shatakam, 6 verses. This is one shloka, full Nirvan Shatakam in there. This is the genius of Bhagwan Shankaracharya. I thought, fantastic. Just, it takes me 30 seconds to chant it. Why not chant it and remind myself who I actually am? End of story. Then in one of my classes, I mentioned it, because when we explained Gita verses, explained it. Immediately there was a question. Where exactly has Bhagwan Shankaracharya said this? For me, it was enough. Swami Ishwananji said it, enough. I don't have to know where Bhagwan Shankara, what does it matter to me where he said it? Now, see, what happens is, when you don't have, now when I had faith, right from that day onwards, I started chanting. That was, it is part of me now. But now if I have where did he say this? Now I'm not chanting it, because I'm more worried about where Bhagwan Shankaracharya said it. Then of course the gentleman went and did research on Google and found it. But then what happens is, this is what happens with doubt. It is there. That is my faith in Swamiji. My guru, if he's saying something on I made that one mistake of doubting Tejomayanji, and I got told by Ishwananji also that you should understand that if he's sitting on the stage and saying something, you must have faith. So that is the point here, that if you have doubts, that progress will be slowed down. As opposed to if you have faith, then your progress will be faster. Okay, and even in this world, it will happen, like in the transactional world. Okay, so going on to the next verse, yoga sanyasta karmanam, yoga here, renounced actions in yoga. This yoga is knowledge here. Yoga here is not hatha yoga or that sort of yoga. This yoga here is in knowledge. And because this is chapter 4, what knowledge is this? Is verse 18. Knowledge of action in inaction and inaction in action. That is which is not the knowledge of oneness of Jiva Brahma Aikya. That is through Jnana Yoga. This is through karma. If we are doing this, then he has to renounce action by getting that knowledge that when I do action, there is a non-doer substratum. And I am the substratum. I am not the doer. That is the knowledge here. And in that, the karmas are renounced, means physically the karma is not renounced, but the doership is renounced. That is what it is. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. In yoga, in verse 18, in the knowledge of which I have given in verse 18, Bhagwan's words, not mine, which Bhagwan has given in verse 18, if you can renounce your actions, which means it is never a physical renunciation of action. It is only a renunciation of doership. That is the knowledge. Okay. So by knowing that in this tremendous actions, I am the substratum. I am the non-doer. That is why we see realized matter like Gurudev, Vivekananda, how much work they do. Then what happens is, the actions don't become a problem. See, karma is problematic. Why? Because karma binds. Karma, when done as karma, it binds. If I come to know the trick, if I come to know, if I have the knowledge that how to do karma without getting bound, then what is the matter? Go on doing as many karmas as you want. It doesn't matter. It is not binding you. It is not, doing you any harm. That work which is done is not doing you any harm at all. Then there is no point. Go on working. Go on working. But you have to this thing. And whose doubts are rent asunder by knowledge again. Again, the same knowledge that I am not the doer. That knowledge. That doubt, I must not have the doubt. I'm enjoying. How I'm not doing? I'm the one that is doing. Then I want all the results, and then I will enjoy. That doubt must not be there. I shouldn't have the doubt how I am not doing this. Now, in bhakti, this is not bhakti. I'm telling you once again. Okay, but I'm just giving you a standpoint. So first, chapter 2, Jnana. In Jnana, the Jnani, he knows that he is the substratum. He knows it. So in that knowledge of me, myself being the substratum, I mean, Jiva Brahma Aikya knowledge, he says actions are, everything is an illusion anyways. So let me go on acting as much as I want. It is an illusion. That is his mindset. And the bhakta will say, God is doing it. What is there for me to do? Everything God is only doing. So there's nothing for me. That's how the bhakta will say. This one, in this chapter particularly, it is to understand that the doing, and in 14 also, or in this also, understand guna guneshu vartante, remember that from chapter 3. So understand that this action is happening because of the interactions of gunas. I have got nothing to do with it. That is the understanding here. These are the three understandings. That's why we have the three characteristics that Bhagavan is giving us. First is Sthita Prajna, then is Bhakta Lakshana, and finally Gunatita Purusha. So the goal is the same. If you read those verses, it's same words Bhagavan is. Tulya Ninda Stuti and Dulya Manapana, everything is all Tulya equal. But the way that they have reached is different. But the goal is the same. So in this chapter, restricting to this chapter, it is the knowledge of verse 18. Doubt also, that there should be no doubt that the gunas are acting. I am not acting. There should be no doubt there. Okay, that is why. Self-possessed, Atmavantam means one who is abiding in the self. Self-possessed, not out of ego. This right now we are self-possessed out of ego. See, I am so great. I did this. I do so much. And then nobody is now I'm see, I am more involved with the senior center. I am the only one that is doing all the work. None of the board is ever here. Typical, right? So, but that is not this. This is, he is abiding in the self. So by whichever way, in this chapter, abiding in the self by knowing the inaction, the substratum upon which this dance of action is going on. That is how self-possessed, Atmavanta. Then actions don't bind him. That's why, see, because Arjun, this is specific for Arjun. Arjun was running away from action, wasn't he? In the first chapter, he said, I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill, because he thought, I am doing it. I am killing my grandfather. I am killing my this, whatever. So Bhagavan is now telling him, understand that substratum, that non-doing substratum in all this action. Now go kill. What is there? It's not going to bind you. You go kill. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's when we understand this principle, then no matter how much karma we do, I've told you the story, you take the claws and the teeth of the lion, then what can he do to us? Nothing. Otherwise, lion with claws will eat us up. Karma will eat us up. Eat us up means not physically eat us up, but will, pave the way for the next birth. But if we can do action with this, with a sense of surrender, then it will not. And therefore, Bhagavan concludes, Tasmad jnana sambhutam, tasmad ajnana sambhutam. No, This is not the tune, sorry. Tasmad jnana sambhu sat. Why I lost it? Kusanyastya karmanam tasmad jnana sambhutam Vrastam jnanasinatmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam atishtotishtha bharata. Therefore, with the sword of knowledge, cut asunder the doubt of the self born of ignorance residing in thy heart, and take refuge in yoga. Arise, O Bharata. Bharata again, light, Rata, reveling in light, reveling in knowledge. You have the sattvic bent of mind, because of which you have surrendered to me. And because I'm telling you that this knowledge that I gave you in this chapter, in verse 18, it's seeing action and inaction, and inaction in action. So with that sword of knowledge now, not the Jiva Brahma Aikya, but that there is a non-doer substratum. With that sword of knowledge, you cut. He had a doubt, na? What was the doubt? Swajanam hi katham hatva? Question mark, right? How do I kill my own people? That's a doubt. That's a doubt. So with the knowledge, number one, that you are not even killing them. You are not the doer. That's why in 11, then Bhagavan says, I have already killed them. You just take the credit. Everything I've done, that he will say in 11, chapter 11 right now he's saying. So you are not killing them. Don't take credit for it. Don't take credit for your action. Other thing is, they are standing on the side of adharma. You are dharma kshatriya. Acting is your this thing. Number one thing. So sword of knowledge, this doubt is born out of ignorance residing in their heart. There is ignorance. What is the ignorance? I am doing. When I have I am doing and I will enjoy, that thought is ignorance. See, for us, ignorance means not knowing something. That is how we understand what is knowledge. I know chemistry, but I don't know physics. So not knowing something, I think, is ignorance. But in the Vedantic parlance, what is ignorance is this wrong thought is ignorance. Because this is a deluded thought that I am BMI, I am doing, I will enjoy. This is wrong thought. This is wrong thinking. And that's why it is ignorance. Ignorance, when we hear the word, we say, oh, okay, I don't know this, I don't know that. This I very well know, but what is known very well is incorrect. And that becomes ignorance. I know very well that I'm doing it. I'm sitting here and I'm talking. What do you mean? I'm not the talker to speech, giving speech. What do you mean? I am speaking. That is ignorance. When I say I am speaking, that is ignorance. If I have the thought that, yes, this speech is happening in my presence, it is happening because of the sattva. The knowledge coming out is because of the sattvic guna. The actual speech is happening because of the rajas. And without tamas, without my vocal cords, without my body, the speech can never happen. If I have that, if I reside in that, that would becomes Atmavanta. In this case, that is Atmavanta. If I right now at our level, at least this thought we must constantly practice. As you think, so shall you become. We are not. I am also not. Huh? Don't think. I'm just telling you an example. This is how this thought has to become very firm, that whatever is happening around me. I am not doing this thought. As the mind purifies more and more and more, this thought will become stronger and stronger and stronger. And this thing, you have to test it in the laboratory of your own mind. I can only tell you, but I cannot show you the proof. That's what Vedanta. That's why Vedanta, you yourself are the proof. So you do it. I have told you now. You do it. Bhagavan has told. Now, I shouldn't say I did it, but Bhagavan has said that there is that non-doer. This is what he's telling here. Therefore, it's born out of ignorance residing in thy heart. And take refuge in yoga, karma yoga here. Not hatha yoga, pranayama, pratyahara, none of those. Here, take refuge in karma yoga. Means do your action. It is your duty. Just do it. like the Nike check. Just do it. This is my duty. Just go. Don't think of anything else. This is what Bhagavan is telling him. Just go. Just go and do the action. Okay. So, Chitvainam Samshayam Yoga Atitishtu Bharata.
Jayaji.
Just one sec. I've got a little, like a kind of a synopsis. Okay. So, I have this, our Acharya must have told us in this chapter, we have a complete understanding of renunciation of action in knowledge, knowledge of action. What is the knowledge? Knowledge of action in inaction and inaction in action. So verse 18, if renunciation is out of frustration, depression, inability, forgetfulness, it will still constitute as action in spite of the apparent not doing in quotes anything. You get it? Arjun was running away from the war because of what? Frustration, depression, right? Inability, I wouldn't say. It wasn't like he was not able to fight, but whatever, frustration, that how can I kill my own people? Okay. And then he thought, I'm not acting. But that also constitutes as an action because it is coming out of ego. That is the knowledge we must have. So when we withdraw, okay, heart of chapter, I've told you this. Chapter 3 is verse 30 and this is verse 18, this chapter. And then now the way this thing is proceeding, chapter 3, Bhagwan explained that when karma is done in the yajna spirit, there is no bondage. So yajna for the good of the totality. The concept of yajna is further elaborated in chapter 4. So because now he went into the details of the yajna. And now chapter 5 will be a balance between karma tyaga and karma. Karma tyaga, karma to karma yoga to karma tyaga. This is the succession. This is how it has to go. Because most of us are rajasic. Karma is very essential for us. Okay, sorry, now go ahead.
No, I was just thinking when you said that when Bhagavan says, right, in the thing that I've already killed them, you just do the thing and take the credit. Now, why does God have to say that you take the credit? I mean, when we say that we should renounce, we should give the credit to God himself.
God himself.
Then why should you take the credit?
This he will explain in chapter 11, because in 11 he shows his Virat Swarupa, because he wants Arjun to know that he knows all three. And he says, just for name's sake, it is your name, not credit. Credit in the sense, what will they say? Will they say Bhagwan killed them, or will they say Arjun killed them?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But when people say Arjun actually thought that Arjun is killing.
Yeah.
Now Bhagwan has given him 10 chapters. So he says, you kill, but in your mind, you know that Arjun has not done anything. So our external credit, now you guys think I'm speaking, now you're saying who is speaking? Jaya is speaking. So externally, yeah, okay, but in my mind, I know now what, or I should know. Whether I know or not, you wouldn't know. But I should know that actually it is not Jaya that way. Okay. Any other questions? You have to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, this chapter is quite overwhelming actually for me. I feel like Arjun running away, but quite a lot about karma and so anyway, gonna start somewhere. But yeah, so anyway, in the beginning, like, well, for one question, karma yoga and akarma. Should we even pursue akarma right now at this stage?
Akarma is karma yoga. Akarma. Vikarma is bad karma. You should not do vikarma. Okay. There is karma, akarma, and vikarma.
Yes, and akarma and karma.
Akarma is karma yoga. Vikarma is prohibited karma. It should not be done.
Yes, yes, I understand that. And yeah, and karma. Okay. Also, you talked about I know this is common verse, Satchit Anand, but can you elaborate on that, the combination of the three words together? or is
Sat is existence
that is
or
existence
truth. Chit is consciousness, and Ananda is bliss.
bliss? Okay, and then
That is the nature of Brahman. That is the nature of God.
okay, and when you combine the three together, is it
They are not three. They are actually only one.
one word? Yeah. Okay.
Existence itself is consciousness. Consciousness itself is existence,
Mhm.
and it's blissful.
Okay. Blissful, like what? Like blissful is like
Being happy in all and every circumstance.
okay. Okay.
No matter what challenge you're facing in life. That's why Gurudev has said, sorrows will come. To be or not to be sorrowful is your choice. If you choose to not be sorrowful, you have gained Ishwaratva. That time the Jiva is functioning as Ishwara. If you choose in the most adverse of circumstances, if you choose to maintain your equanimity, if you choose to maintain your objectivity, if you refuse to become sorrowful, that is what is required. That is equanimity. Then you are in bliss.
Mhm.
Happiness is opposite of sorrow. So happiness is absence of sorrow is happiness. It's one part of the duality.
Okay. Okay. And one other question. I think it's more to do with the yajna we just experienced. Yeah. The Swamiji said about being truthful, not tactful. I think in doing things. Is that
Being truthful,
not tactful?
not
Tactful. CAT.
tactful.
Yeah.
No, means not having any hidden agenda.
Okay.
Straightforwardness.
Okay.
If it is pertaining to this, then listen to the YouTube videos. And if there is a question, then we'll answer it in January. Because
Okay.
truthful and tactful, even I don't remember. Tactful, I don't remember using that word.
No, it's more about the lecture we just went through over the week.
Oh,
evening.
hypocritical. Hypocritical. Is that what you're talking about? In verse 34 and 30.
No,
Yeah. Then,
it's not to do with our.
No, Jayaji, what he means is when we had Swamiji's lectures on Prasangam,
Navayogi Prasangam.
Navayogi Prasangam, what Swamiji said was like you should be just straightforward, but what you just said, it should not be that you're, maneuvering the
Manipulative.
words.
Yeah.
That is what
That's
he
what,
means.
yeah, that is what Arjun, the bird itself means straightforward. So when you ask questions, Pariprashna, ask it out of a genuine doubt.
Okay.
I think the Swamiji's lectures also have been put on YouTube, so you can see those in our this thing.
Is it on our website or on YouTube?
Already, yeah, I think so. The email is going out now to everybody.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And I have already replied your email. Let us, if there are no questions, then let us.
One question, Jayaji.
Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
When you just said when a realized master or a person, I mean, he doesn't need to have faith. I could not.
Okay.
I mean, I just want to know
Given
more
you this
about
example, okay, you're coming to my house for the first time. You're going to phone me. You're going to say, Jaya, where are you? I'm going to tell you, you know what? Come this way. Come on 41st, blah, blah, blue. Then you will see this. Then you will see a yellow building, and that's mine.
Yeah.
Based on complete faith. Now you follow that. You come to my house. Okay. Next time when you come, do you have to have faith? Because you have knowledge.
Okay.
So the Jnani Purusha has got knowledge that he's one with Brahman. So why he needs faith?
Okay. In that
Faith
way,
is, we need faith.
Yeah.
We need, because Guru is telling us, but we don't know. Yeah, you are saying, but we don't know. That's
Got
why.
it. In that sense, yeah.
Faith, yeah, faith will end in knowledge.
Okay.
Then once you get knowledge, you don't need faith.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to read this and the first verse, and then there's a few things that I have to say. So just hold on. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Karma Nyasa Yogo Nama Chaturto Dhyayaha. Shri Bhagavan imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivasvan mahave prahaha manurikshvakave bravit. So the number one thing is that today will be our last class. We have completed this. I have sent the discussion verses to Prem Sai and he will email them all out to you. Our next class in January will be on January the 8th. I think Balvihar will start on that day as well. So our next class will be on 8th of January. And now, Prem Sai, one more special request. Madhuri ji is traveling now for the next 3 months. And she would like, of course, our discussion will not be on YouTube. But as and when we start the next chapter, the link, she would like it on WhatsApp.
The
Would that
link
be
to the
doable?
Zoom?
If it's possible.
Means
Sorry.
we record this, right? And then this YouTube link is there on the computer or iPad, right? Can it be sent to her on WhatsApp? That is the question.
The recordings of the
Yeah, of the
of
link.
course. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that would be great. Thank you.
yeah, so can I get you to can you put it in the chat, your phone number, then he can put you on what, how you'll need her phone number, no?
Yes, if you're in the Monday class, I should
Yeah.
probably already
Yes.
have it in the
She's in the
WhatsApp.
Monday class, Friday class, and Sunday class. And because she's traveling, so Friday and Sunday and Monday also you will need the link, right? Oh no, but
Yes.
Monday he's not there. We'll tell Vinita.
Mondays, I already have it.
On WhatsApp?
Yes.
Oh, she has already Monday on WhatsApp. So if you can send a Friday, oh, can you do Friday as well, please?
Yeah, I can. It's all available on YouTube, so it's just sending once they're uploaded, I can send you the link.
Okay, so he will send you for Friday and Sunday, and then Monday Vinita will send you.
Thank you very much.
So have a happy trip. Any questions? Anybody wants to say anything? Everybody okay? All right. So I will be seeing some of you tomorrow, but have a very safe holiday season, a good holiday season, and this class will meet in January now. Okay. All right. Om swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalini desho yam kshobarahitah brahmana santu nirbhayaha om sarvesham swasti bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashchid dukha bhag bhavet. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om purnamadav purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva avashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everybody. Okay.
Thank you, Jayaji.
Have a great
Thank you.
December month, and we'll see you in January. Okay. Pranam every day. Thank you.